Sometimes in the moment when we feel ourselves getting irritated, frustrated, feeling really overwhelmed and about to snap, it's hard to know exactly the right words to say in that moment. So in this video today, I'm going to share with you the exact words I say to my kids when I feel myself about to snap or really lose it. Now, this is something that rarely happens today because I've done a lot of work as a mum learning to regulate myself. I'm also a qualified children's social worker and I've spent most of my career teaching parents how to do this. And by the end of this video, I'll teach you exactly how you can use these exact words to teach your children the same thing. For me, how I've done this is really thinking back to a lot of the work I've done with my clients over the years. And that has been to really remind myself that actually in the moment, I need to name the emotion aloud. And that has transformed everything because now I actually just name to my kids, I communicate openly to my kids that mummy is feeling overwhelmed or mummy is feeling a little frustrated right now and I need a moment to pause and breathe or go and get a glass of water. And I say that very confidently and very straight and direct. I don't hesitate. I don't kind of do it in a way of like a shame-based way of like, oh, mummy's having a moment. No, or I'm going to need a moment to go and get a glass of water so that I can respond to you in the way that you deserve, or so that I can help you in the way that you need. Or I say, hey, mummy is having some really big feelings right now. I'm feeling a little bit frustrated. So I need a moment to pause and breathe so that I can be there for you, or so that I can help you with whatever they've got going on, or so I can respond to you in the way that you deserve. That one script is something that has completely transformed the way that I connect with my children, the way that I give myself the permission to breathe and have a moment to regulate. It's transformed the way that I teach my children about emotions. It's transformed the way that my children now understand that I'm human and mummy has the same emotions as them and it's okay to have those emotions. And it has just transformed our connection and our bond in those tough moments. And you and I know as mums that when you've got particularly toddlers and preschoolers, that season can be extremely difficult to have a moment to try and regulate yourself when your child is very dysregulated and it's all getting a bit chaotic. I know it personally, and I know you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. So I want to break down for you now why every part of that script is so important. So let's start with when you say to your kid, mummy is feeling overwhelmed right now, or mummy is having big feelings, maybe mummy is feeling frustrated, whatever term you find or you think fits best. And again, exercise your motherly intuition. You know your kids, you know what you feel comfortable saying, insert the word there. You're communicating that this is very normal, that all feelings are welcome, that we don't have to pretend about how we're feeling, but we can actually name it. And then from naming it, we can do something about it. It doesn't have to come out in, I'm feeling so frustrated right now. No, you have to think about your tone. But if I communicate in a very calm and normal voice level that says, do you know what, mummy's feeling really frustrated right now, so I'm going to take a moment to pause. It comes across to your child as, oh, okay, you're just feeling frustrated, fine. Or if you use a different tone that says, I'm feeling really frustrated right now, and your face is all scrunched up and your tone's changed, that might give your child a very different experience of that feeling. So be mindful of those small things because actually the tone and our facial impressions communicate a lot more than sometimes even what we're trying to say. So again, just do your best to keep your tone at a tone that feels safe and inviting and welcoming and calm enough that your child isn't feeling like, okay, you're feeling frustrated and backing away from you because it's all getting a bit chaotic. Okay, and that takes us into the second part of this script, which is all about you communicating that I'm choosing to pause right now so I can breathe or I can go and get a drink of water. This is so important because what you're teaching your child is that they have choice. It's a life skill that you're teaching your children when you're teaching them that they have choice, they have power, and they have agency. They can choose how they respond and how they react. And this is a skill that really we even as adults need to work on, let alone our children. This has helped my children start to tell me, oh, mummy, should we use the breathing ball? And I'll do another video about the breathing ball actually. But it gets your children to be a part of understanding that, oh, this is the moment that we can make a choice to pause, a choice to choose how we respond or react, a choice to go and practice something like breathing or going to get a drink of water, a technique to regulate ourselves, which is so essential and just so foundational and helpful for kids to understand. And then you can also then, of course, remind them that they matter and that they deserve a response from you that is loving, that is nurturing, that is even uplifting and respectful. And that is something that I am teaching my boys, that respect goes both ways. And we, in our home and in our family, my husband and I, do our best not to shout at them or, really criticize them or anything that, just breaks them down. As that is not what we want to promote in our house. So for me to be able to respond to them in the way that they deserve, that is what I want them to know, that you don't deserve to be spoken to by mummy in a way that hurts you or harms you or makes you feel less than. Your children are getting the message that they are valuable, that they matter, and that you care about the way you speak to them. And this is so important because when they go out in the world and they experience people who might not actually speak to them in the way that they have grown up to be respected and cared for and spoken to with respect and grace, then it allows them to start to realize that that is not actually acceptable, or it allows them, I believe, in years to come, as they can articulate and advocate for themselves, it will allow them to actually start to decide that the way you've just spoken to me is unacceptable. And that is what I want for my boys. I want them to know that there is a respectful way that people should talk to you and that you should speak to others. And this is why, as mums, we have such a pivotal role, as well as dads, in modeling and communicating these things to our kids from an early age. So just using this script alone, you're able to give your children the emotional language, you're able to teach them practical ways to regulate, but you're also able to remind them that they matter and that they are valuable and deserve to be respected. And that is all done in one sentence. So I want you to go off now, try. I hope that this video has helped you. Please do try out this script. Let me know in the comments below if this script has been helpful, if you found it useful, what's been the change in your children or in you, how's it made you feel? Even if you wobble with it, if you mess up, don't get the words in the right order, just keep giving it a try. Don't give up on the first time, the second time. Keep going with it and let me know. And that's what I'm going to be sharing on this channel, just sharing with you practical, simple, but effective ways that you can actually start to regulate yourself as a mom. I put all the resources together into a kit, which you can grab by clicking the link below in the description or in the comments.